players in Nigeria's trade and border management ecosystem.
Yes, you're right. The conference also provides the Nigeria Customs Service with a platform to evaluate operational framework, assess its impact on national economic development, and chart new pathways for enhanced service delivery.
And joining us here in the studio is AGC Suleiman Chiruma. He's Assistant Comptroller General of Customs Strategic Research and Policy, and also Chairman Organizing Committee 2024 GCC's Conference.
Also joining us is the Chief Superintendent of Customs, Abdullahi Aliyu Mewada. Is the National Public Relations Officer. Mewada, you are welcome to Good Morning Nigeria.
Thank you very much for having me.
Okay, let me start with the ACG now. The CGC Conference, its annual conference. Tell us about what is the primary goals of this CGC Conference, and how does it align with government economic development plans?
Thank you very much for having us, and good morning, viewers, and good morning, all. The Comptroller General's Conference, it's an annual event, and it's something that comes up every end of the year. In most cases, it takes place in different parts of the country so that it will give it a sense of feeling. It leverages on the activities throughout the year, and we take stock of whatever that happens within there. We give analysis of how the procedures are taking place, and we also give accounts to Nigerians on what has happened and what's going to happen in the next coming year.
Indeed, he talked about the economic, contribution to the economy, and the customs office has been having breakthroughs recently, reaching their target and even beyond it. And I'm sure this conference is going to address it. Now, let's bring in CSC Mewada into the conversation as the PRO of the customs. When and where is this conference holding, and when is it going to begin? And what is your focus?
Well, let me give you a background of what happened last year. The CGC's conference was a little bit dormant in the past, about getting to 10 years, because the last time we had the CGC's conference was in around 2011 or so, or 2013. So, and it was resuscitated, 2013. It was resuscitated last year in 2023. And we had in Lagos, where we had a conference that dwelled on leveraging data analytics for effective customs operations. Now, this year, what happened is we draw a kind of strength from International Customs Day theme for this year, which has to do with partnership with traditional and new partners. So we domesticated that theme for this year. And in custom, that is in Nigeria Customs Service, this time around, we are looking at the role of partnership, that is engaging traditional and new partners for a purpose. And that purpose is what? One is how do we make sure that our processes are more effective, efficient? How do we relate with our stakeholders? How do we tap on partnership, on stakeholders' engagement to achieve what, if you decide to clap with one hand, you cannot achieve it. So that is the essence of this theme, and this is what we are set to achieve this year. And a lot of partners, both traditional and new partners, are coming up to discuss issues on how to move forward and how to improve the trade ecosystem in Nigeria.
When is it starting and where?
It's starting next tomorrow. That is on Wednesday to Friday, 12 to 15th of November 2024.
Tomorrow is 12.
No, 12 will be arrival. The conference proper will start on 13th, 14 and 15 at Transcorp Hilton Hotel in Abuja.
Okay, let's look at the present issues of trade facilitation and administration. How will this conference address it?
Well, first, you talk about the issue of trade facilitation. Now, we are bringing on board partners that we have collaborated to kind of initiate and implement some of the policy of the Comptroller General of Customs in terms of trade facilitation. In the last few years, 1 year or over a year of the leadership of the CGC, we have come up with issues that has to do with trade facilitation. The issue of advance ruling, which has to do with somebody, you have to make it prior to importation of an item, you just make a kind of declaration, and based on that, a value or classification will be given to you. It's a process that we have started. We have the AEO, which is authorized economic operator. It's also a trade facilitation tool, which means you are given a compliant trader upper hand for him to have seamless movement, a VIP treatment in the port, come in, have a kind of a seamless movement of your goods to a destination in the port. Before, we used to have what is called fast track, which is just a quasi form of AU. But now we have a better platform, which is authorized economic operators. We have also launched, which is in collaboration with the federal government, that is Federal Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment. We have the National Trade Facilitation Committee, and there's TRS, that is Time Release Studies, that was launched in Tinkan Island Port. Very soon the report will be unveiled. And the essence of time release studies is a scientific way of knowing now what are the process involved from the beginning of the process of clearance to the end.
Okay.
What are the process, what is the time required for you to import and exit those items from customs. So the studies is scientific, and that scientific study will give you an insight. Where do customs fail in their responsibility? Where do other agencies also fail? Where do stakeholders fail?
Okay.
So across the value chain, based on that, we'll be able to know where are our faults and how to improve and to make things better.
Okay, thank you so much. ACG Chiroma, how is the custom, keen into technology for swift clearance of goods at the point of arrival? Because there are a lot of complaints that it takes a long time to clear goods from the port to their destination. So how are you keen into technology?
How is custom
yes, to make it easier. Yes,
technology?
I know. How are you keen into technology to be able to do that?
Actually, the Nigeria Customs Service has engaged into an ambitious program of a 20-year start-up program whereby the modernization regime has kicked in, led by trade modernization managers. It's going to provide all the state-of-the-art technology that is needed in modern customs procedures.
Okay.
We are going to have scanners, we are going to have trackers, we are going to have seamless, paperless environment in our working relations. We are going to have a single window whereby everybody will be on a single platform, such that the importer, the exporter, the stakeholder, everybody will be seeing each other. There will be a handshake, and it's technology driven. Our borders, that is the land borders, are going to be manned from aerial surveillance, and that is using the satellite technology. We're moving into the geospatial intelligence era, and so many things are coming in to make things smooth and easy for customs operations. And that is the technology that is coming very soon into the Nigeria Customs Service, of which we have started. If you follow up on customs matters, you will hear that we have just launched one of our platforms called Bodogu. Bodogu is an indigenous platform developed to enable a seamless and much more efficient system whereby you declare your goods and you clear them easily.
Okay.
And it has started in a pilot place at a PTML in Lagos, and very soon is going to be extended to all over the Federation. We are also digitizing other agencies like clearing agents, which is called freight forwarding. We are digitizing other stakeholders that are using customs platform, so that they don't need to come to the custom office for anything whatsoever, so that the interface will be fully digitized. And those are the era the Nigeria Customs Service is facing.
Okay, I know, okay, just like the PRO said, the CGC conference has been off for some time, like a period of 8 years. But I know before then, there have been annual CGC conference and all over the years for almost 10, 15 years. How has it impacted on the, let me say, on the nation's trade and eco-border system?
Okay, just like he said, it has been in limbo for a certain number of years. Take, for example, the last year that took place. there was a stakeholder engagement, and all arms that have to do with clearance, border management were all there. Problems were brought out, analysis were made, and solutions were proffered. And I will assure you that this time around, you are going to see something different. What we discovered during the last conference has been analyzed, and the Controller General, none other than himself, is coming out to profile what has taken place within this past 1 year.
Okay.
What has happened from that last annual conference to now, and what measures we have taken to rectify the complaints, the anomalies, the envisaged loopholes, and all that. And he's going to give account to the Federation. And that is the difference between last year and this year. Okay. And this year too, we are going to take stock of whatever anybody has to say, whatever customs have observed, and we are going to implement it after the conference.
Okay, let me bring in CSC Mewada. All these things we're discussing here, I'm sure is going to be part of the conversation at the conference. So who is attending this conference and where are they coming? And one other thing is, what do you expect to see after this conference?
Well,
in the area of implementation of...
Well, to build on what my boss have said is, number one, during the last conference, there's what was called Continental Declaration. And so many issues, bullet points were identified. And this conference, after the opening ceremony, we are starting first with reviewing some of the promises we have made. Have we achieved those promises or not? So, and the CGC, as stated, will be the one to have a recap of what happened last year and the progress we have achieved from last year to today. One. Two, you made mention of what do we expect to achieve. Now, if you look at the content of the conference, we want to look at, even within us, we want to look within. How do we have coordination among us? If you have a department called FATS, Finance Administration and Technical Services, you have HRD, you have ICT modernization, which was just recently upgraded to a department. So you have those. How do they cooperate, coordinate among themselves to achieve what? Operational effectiveness. Then the kind of stakeholders you are inviting. We have traditional, we have what's called new partners. Traditional partners are those partners we have been relating with for over decades, over a century, let me use this word, before my coming, and after my coming, they will continue to relate with them. So look at the likes of NTA. You know, those are traditional partners that we have to work in tandem together with them. Now the new partners, we realize there are new partners that are coming on board. We need them to move forward. For instance, the SMEDAN. SMEDAN, we realize even the AEO operation, you need to look at the small and medium enterprises to give them that kind of leverage to be able to facilitate their trade. With that, you are also improving in the economy. You look at the people like healthcare.
NDLA.
NDLA are substantially traditional partners because drugs was a little bit removed from customs activities. But
you have seen you make arrests. The customs have seen.
Yes, we arrest and hand over to them.
Yes.
It's
from customs.
From customs. Yes. So we arrest and hand over to them. If there are times we make arrests and hand over to NAFDAC, or we arrest and hand over to other agents. Like the likes of Healthcare Foundation of Nigeria, we realize we need to create safe corridors for movement of medicament and so on within, in and outside the country. So there are new partners we have unveiled and we have identified, like the TMP, Trade Modernization Project. There are also now new partners, like the like of GIZ, who give capacity building to officers, the likes of IMF, World Bank Group, and so on. They are given expertise in terms of collaboration, in terms of training, in terms of capacity building to our officers. So those are the categories. So we want to look at discussion, what have we achieved in engaging with them? What are the problems? Let's just use a kind of a SWOT analysis of our interaction with them. So those are different categories, streams of stakeholders we are going to engage with. We want to hear from them and see how we can improve in the services to Nigeria and Nigerians.
Thank you very much. SCG, now, who are we expecting at this conference?
Okay, starting from Mr. President, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who is going to grace the occasion. We are also going to have the Honorable Minister, Federal Ministry of Finance. We are also going to have Minister of Trade and Investment. We are going to have big personalities coming like the Director General, World Trade Organization, Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala. We are going to have other personalities like the Secretary General of AFTA, African Continental Free Trade Agreement. We are even having a delegation from Ghana that's coming to grace the occasion.
Okay.
Other people are like the DG, NEPC, Nigeria Export
Promotion.
Commission, and so many other organizations that we have been dealing with. So many other personalities from our stakeholders are engaging with us, like the importers 11 PLC, that is the oil company,
Okay.
like British American Tobacco, like some of our excise companies that are coming that are paying huge amount of excise duty are also going to be part of it. So that's an array of who are going to attend the conference.
Okay, let's talk about the challenges, you're currently dealing with in your quest to protect trade at the country's border, because we all know how porous our borders are.
Yes, definitely. Well, let me say it. I have said on different forums that our role is to suppress smuggling to the barest minimum. We cannot eliminate or eradicate it completely. Throughout the world, we have to suppress it. Now, in the quest to make sure that we have improved in our anti-smuggling activities, like what you have stated earlier, I was in China for an inspection, factory acceptance test for non-intrusive inspection. When we say non-intrusive inspection technology, we talk about scanners. The first set of scanners will be coming. We are hopeful they'll come within this year because they have finished manufacturing. We have done all the radiation tests, the penetration tests, all the tests we need to see by ourselves whether they were okay with that to be imported, to be shipped into Nigeria. So the first set of scanners, we have 6 scanners that will be coming. We have F600 scanner, which is a fixed scanner. We have a mobile scanners that is coming down. We have air cargo scanners that are also coming.
Okay. 4
air cargo scanners. So we have 6 that will come out of 67 that will be provided by New Tech company in China. So we have, and based on that, they have promised that they are going to set up a kind of a company, a place for training and also a maintenance part for Africa here in Nigeria, here in Abuja, or any other suitable location. They are going to do that because of the quantum of scanners we're bringing in now. So if you have non-intrusive inspection, 1, there will be trade facilitation. 2, things that you cannot detect in your what you call 100% examination will be detected easily, and you facilitate trade. Those are the issues we are doing to see if we can reduce and mitigate the rate of smuggling. Now look at our borders. We are trying to come up with them. It's not always coercive, always force. Sometimes you have to use persuasion. Sometimes you have to communicate effectively. Now the CGC, in his wisdom, we are coming up with a comprehensive CSR policy, which we don't have one before. That CSR policy will give us an avenue to see how we can engage with border communities and see how we can tell them that this is the effect of smuggling. You can follow this route, you can do what is called legitimate trade, and you thrive, not through smuggling. So those are the strategies we are deploying, apart from other avenues to improve in border management.
Yes.
As
Okay.
he stated earlier, one of the guests that will be coming also is the DG of Border Development Commission. He will also be part of that conference. He knows what the challenges of border communities are facing. And if you don't give them what to do, they will see what we call unquote smuggling as their also resource control.
Okay,
Yeah,
Piero,
so
thank you so much. ACG, you are the Customs Strategic Research and Policy. I want to ask you because I've noted that there have been a lot of improvement in your revenue, generation lately. Most of the commands are just breaking, records. Like we just, I think, and just lately, is surpassed the 1 trillion, target, which is just a record. I mean, it hasn't done that before. That command has never had a 1 trillion before. So how do you intend to ensure sustenance of this kind of records and compliance in pursuit of this record?
In 30 seconds.
Oh, thank you so much. With the coming of the new CGC, Bashir Adewale Ajeli, MFR, he has come on board with so many programs, and he has his own programs that he's implementing, and most of it are the ones bearing fruit. The PRO has listed some, and those are the ones that make trade easy. It also facilitates a faster thorough flow of cargo. And customs, knowing that we had been given target, we kept our eyes on those targets, and we are working towards it. He's going to give a very big surprise announcement at the conference, and it's going to tell the extent to which how these programs are working. Just like the AEO program we are bringing in, the TRS time release study he has talked about, we have also done the advanced ruling regime, and all these other programs that are coming. He has just given orders on multiple alerts just recently. He has also talked about the border areas, how congested, how touts are intruding into our jobs at the border areas, how other agencies we can cooperate with them and make sure that there is a seamless operation at the ports. And all these activities culminated in the high revenue yield that we are seeing, as well as the compliance level we are trying to achieve so far.
Okay. Who is expected at the conference?
Yes,
I mean, are we
invited?
Media personalities are definitely part of our all partners. There are also new partners in such a way that we are building stronger and deliberate partnership, which is the thematic core of this conference, to engage our traditional and all partners so that we can achieve better together.
I said on a lighter note, the interviewers are in black, we are in white. Is it deliberate or intentional?
No, actually, we lost one of our colleagues.
Sorry for that.
So SCG Suleiman Chiroma, Assistant Comptroller General of Customs, Strategic Research and Policy, and Chairman Organizing Committee 2024 CGC's Conference. Thank you so much. We wish you all the best at the conference. We thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Jumai.
And
thank you, Adela.
CSC Abdullah Aliu Mewada, National Public Relations Officer, Nigeria Customs Service.
Thank you very much, and sorry for the loss, and we extend our condolences to the entire family of NTA.
Thank you so
very
much.
Thank you.
And that's Good Morning Nigeria for today. Thanks so much for your time. Join us tomorrow for another interesting topic. I am Juma Yusuf.
And I am Ademola Adire. Do have a fabulous day.